I've got some teacher tried and approved strategies and tips to up your classroom management game this year. Let's go. All of these tips were found from one of our Lucky Teacher Facebook groups. I am going to link both of these groups in the description below. This first tip is a fun one. It is to use remote controlled LED lights to put at each table. That way, if you are working with small groups and a table that's off independent starts to get a little louder, you can actually press a button on your remote at your small group table without looking at them, without talking to them, to let them know you are being too loud. And perhaps you could talk to them and teach the whole class beforehand what the different colors mean. But what a fun way to manage your class without interrupting learning. Tip number 2 is to try a super improver wall that actually goes along with the whole brain teaching philosophy. I'm going to link that in the description below. The basic idea is students work their way up through different levels on the wall. They can never go down because gone are the days of clipping up and clipping down. This is just a wall showing improvement and praising the positive behavior. Now everyone does these differently, but here's how I did it. The bottom level of my super improver wall was white, so everyone started with a 10-hole punch card that was white, and as we worked our way up through the levels, their punch card changed to that color. They were very excited to earn the next color punch card, and the way they earned hole punches, following my expected rules and expectations. A wow chart is a very popular classroom management tool, and basically, if students are caught being good, they can draw a number or two from a bucket and write their name on top of the wow board. Then when the wow board is filled, you're gonna draw 2, 3, 4, however many prizes or incentives you feel like giving out, and whoever's name is on that part of the chart, they get to pick a prize. This prize can be something easy. Quick tip, make sure you laminate your wow board so you're not having to remake it every time you fill it. I use this in my classroom and I loved it. And in fact, when I was departmentalized teaching ELA, I had a Pebble Points jar for each class. It was that easy to manage. What you're going to do is go to the dollar store and you're going to buy some pebbles, those colored rocks, and number them 1 through 100. And you're going to print off a 100s chart. I would challenge each section as I taught them, all right, if we are paying attention, we're raising our hand, we're working independently the whole time today during our reading block, we are going to get to draw out 5 pebbles. I would remind them of the Pebble Jar throughout the day as things maybe got a little loud or a blurt happened here and there. I'd be like, oop, I hope we earn all of our Pebble Points today. At the end of the class period, I would draw out a name and that student would get to pick out however many pebbles were earned and color it in on the hundreds chart. And the way I played it was when we got a row of 10 across, down, or diagonal, the class earned the reward that they had been working for. Pebble Points were a win. My first video in this series was all about using call and response to get your students' attention instantly. My favorite one that I did in my class would be ba-dum-bum-bum-ba, and the kids would say, I'm loving it. Do you know where that's from? Before we move on, I want to share that you can actually find 100 classroom management and academic resources in our teacher membership for $1. At the end of this video, click on the yellow $sign emblem and it will take you to our teacher membership site. It's called All Access, and we'd love to welcome you to try it for 1 whole week, up to 100 downloads. So click the link and give us a try for a week. Other ways to manage the class, and this especially works well for transitions, is noisemakers. And I know you're thinking class management involves the outcome of less noise in the classroom, and that's true, but this noise is good noise. We're gonna signal when it's time to transition to the new station or to clean up. Any fun little noise-making tool you have, students will love. Chants can be a vital tool in your classroom management toolbox. I have shared that I would chant my rules with my kids, and I would start the chant anytime students were getting out of my expected behaviors. And as soon as we started the chant, it's quick. It took about 10 seconds. The behaviors calmed down for quite a while. This is a age-old teacher wisdom, but I'm gonna say it again. Model, model, model. You have to model those expected behaviors and teach them explicitly to students in the beginning of the school year, or your classroom management train is going to go off the rails. Model every expected behavior, and I'm talking even the procedure to sharpen a pencil, how to push our chairs in, and how to line up for lunch. You also do need to teach how quick and quiet transitions should be. Teach them how to quickly clean up center materials. Spend the time those first few weeks of school on all of this, and I promise it will pay out. There was a fun tip a teacher shared that when there is a guest in the classroom, we all know that can bring a little bit of chaos. So she had taught beforehand to her students that when a guest enters the classroom, they're going to be quiet, on task, raising their hand, following all the same behaviors we have for them when we're teaching with the guest. If they followed those behaviors and met your expectations when the guest was there, the guest would get to spin a prize wheel, and whatever it landed on, the students would earn.
This could be it.
The kids loved watching their guest presenters spin the wheel. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Be consistent so your students know if I blurt, this is what's going to happen. Or if I complete my independent work calm and quiet and get it all done, this is what's going to happen. Being consistent is key to a well-run classroom. Do you have a classroom management tip you would like to share? Please leave it in the comments. See you later.